RB Spaces Research Academy welcomes to you in video lecture number 23. In this video, I have discussed about the moderation. So moderation is very important nowadays, and most of the researchers, they are applying the moderation in their research, especially in the field of the social sciences and the business management. So before starting this video formally, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Dr. Rahim Sumro, and I'm from Shabti University. And here you are looking at my certificate, which was awarded to me from the Smart PLS Academy on completion of my online course from this academy. Before starting some practical work, I would like to share some of the theoretical concepts regarding the moderation. My video number 22 is also available where I have discussed almost about the everything regarding the moderation and about the different approaches which are available through which we can do the moderation in the smart PLS. So now I the Mr. when I was trying to find out some literature on the moderation, so I found this wonderful chapter from a book that's about the like the partial least square structural modeling. Okay, and this has been written by the Ramaya, a very world famous like the professor, trainer in the field of the smart PLS. So he had, in this book there are different chapters are there. So, but I'm looking here chapter on the moderation analysis, chapter number 13. This book is available, and I've also left this one left a one type of the link from where you this chapter you can download. So now, first of all, some little thought about the moderation. What is moderation? Moderation basically it is we can visualize is a third variable which change the relationship between the independent variable. That's about the moderation. Okay, and then Baron and Kenny, another the Mr. like the week. These are the pointers of the mediation and moderation. They define the moderation in another way. That means basically that there are the we talk about the moderation. There are the two type of the moderators. One is a qualitative, which includes sex, race, and class. Another is a quantitative moderators, which now these we can call is a scale variable. Now, what it does, it that affect the direction or the strength. Earlier, if there was a negative relationship between the independent variable, after inserting the moderator, its direction may be changed from the negative to the positive, or vice versa. Are the strength of the relationship? If there's a high strength, now this strength may be come down. If there's a like the very small strength, this strength may be increased because of the inclusion or introduction of a new variable as a moderator. Okay, and then a basic moderator effect can be presented as an interaction between the focal independent variable and the factor moderator that specifies the appropriate condition for its moderation. Now, we are basically checking the impact of the focal independent variable along with the moderator on the dependent variable. So that's basically the concept of the moderation. Here we say this is the x is an independent variable, and y is a dependent variable, and on its we are going to check the impact of the moderator. So this moderator is our continuous or quantitative moderator. And in this one, the same concept is there, but here our moderator is a qualitative moderator. Then we are coming down, and another important thing is a type of the moderation effect. Three types are there. One is a product approach, this one, and the two-stage approach and orthogonalizing approach. These three approaches are there, but here we are only discussing about the product indicator approach. So how to apply, where to apply, and why to apply these answers of these, some of the questions we are getting here. So here, first of all, this one is a product indicator approach is a conventional approach. Normally, the most of the time people are using this one. That's why they've used the conventional approach for getting the interaction term in the regression-based analysis, and it also features the prominently PLS. Okay, what is being happening in this one? It involves multiplying the each indicator of exogenous construct with the each indicator of the moderator. Now we know there are the two variables. One is the moderator and this is the independent variable. What it does in this one, that is creating the multiplication between the each indicator, the IV, with the each indicator of the moderator. And then hence the product indicator becomes the indicator of integration term, like this one, x into z. So now x is your independent variable and z is your moderator. So now in the same thing is a multiplication. Is like if we are applying the multiplication on any two products, so that means that when you are multiplying 2 into 2, it becomes 4. Now 4 is your product. So that's why we call it a product indicator approach. That means that they are going to create the product of all the indicators by multiplying the indicators of the independent variable and the dependent variable. This is simple. So here, in which condition we should apply? Here, if the all construct IV and the moderator. I'm talking about the if all IV and moderator are reflective, then the product indicator approach is the best approach here. Okay, so probably if you are in dependent variable, if even it is the reflective, no problem. But here, the first condition, if the constructs IV and moderator, if both are in the reflective, then you should apply this one. Another condition is that product indicator approach is not applicable. Now, this is the downside of this one. That the product indicator approach is not applicable when exogenous construct or moderator are measured formatively. So now, if you have a formatively measured latent variable, then this approach cannot be used because the concept in the all the formatively measured latent variable, now both are different from each other. So now we cannot multiply each other with, that means the items of each other with each other. So in this case, it's not applicable. And then if the product indicator approach requires the indicators of exogenous construct and the moderator variable to be reused, the measurement and model the interaction term. This process, however, will inevitably introduce the collinearity in the path. Even though if we are applying the product indicator approach on the formatively measured formally measured latent variable, then the problem may be there. There is a problem about the collinearity. So collinearity may be over there. So that's the downside of this one. Okay, by the way, my two videos are available. The means of one is on the formatively, the concept of the formative latent variable, and another is a reflective latent model. So if you have time, you can also watch these two videos to get actual difference between these two ones. So here, the product indicator approach can be used when the researcher have a categorical variable as a moderator variable. Categorical means that like the age, gender, and all these ones. Or in other terms, we can are the non-continuous variable, but the IV is a continuous variable. This is another conditions. Okay, and the researcher must be able to create dummy variable. If you are using this non-continuous or moderator, then you should have a dummy variable over there, like the gender, 0 for male and 1 for female. Okay, and then another thing is there. When to use product indicator approach, some of the conditions again are here. The product indicator approach always shown the higher prediction accuracy compared to two-stage approach, especially when your sample size is 200 or more than 200. In this case, you should use product indicator approach instead of any two-stage approach or orthogonalizing. And another condition, if your indicators for each latent variable are 4 or higher than 4, then again it is advisable to use a product indicator approach. Okay, so now it has some another downside that the biggest problem with is about the weak statistical power compared to two-stage approach or orthogonalizing approach. So it has a problem. Again, this problem again because of okay. So now it has some another downside that the biggest problem with is about the weak statistical power compared to two-stage approach or orthogonalizing approach. So it has a problem. Again, this problem again because of the collinearity. So collinearity is sometimes is a serious issue Yes. So quality is a big problem because of the quality, like it is written here, that yielding instead of the standard error. Okay. So quality may create inflated standard error or inflated coefficient or bias coefficient estimate. So one downside of this one is that be careful by when you're using this approach. Be careful by reporting your path coefficient estimates. So this is all about some theoretical. Now we are going back on our model. Okay, friend. So at the end of this video, I hope you like this video. And again, I request you, please take care of yourself and take care of this channel by subscribing it, by suggesting to others to watch all these video. Thank you very much for watching this video completely. And very soon we will meet another video.